Welcome to the NoOffice podcast. My name is Rafał and I'm VP of Product at Nozbe. In our company, we believe that work is not a place to go. It is a thing that you do. That's why since 2007, we have been running our company 100% remotely. In Nozbe, we work at NoOffice. The NoOffice podcast is sponsored by Nozbe Teams, a to-do app that helps modern teams do great things. Go to nozbe.com to learn more.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to work from home.
Hello and welcome. This is episode number 14 of NoOffice, a podcast about work, technology and life from a remote company perspective. I'm Rafał, and as always, I'm joined by CEO and founder of our NoOffice company Nozbe, Michael Sliwinski. Hello, Michael. How are you? How was your week off?
Yeah, I was away from the office and nobody noticed.
Yeah, finally we could work.
Exactly. So it was good. And surprisingly, I'm going to refer back to our episode about managing by context because, I did something crazy because I took a week vacation when we had Nozbe promo. So there was Nozbe promo. So we had a special time limited offer and I wasn't there. So it was completely.
Yeah. And the promo was
very, very good. Yeah. So I'm basically not needed anymore. So it was really good. Like everything went pretty well. People actually did some additional things that we didn't discuss before my vacation. They just went, created some additional, like a special landing page for Nozbe Teams, like all that stuff. It was very good. I was very proud of the team and very proud of the result. This is managing by context. I set the context of the promo and of the situation. I went for vacation. The team did the work.
That was cool. And while you were on vacation, we also did a live recording of our Polish podcast episode without you.
Yes.
Together with Ewelina, and I think it went very well as well.
Yeah, I just listened to it, so it went very, very well. I'm really happy for Ewelina. I think we should just get her a better mic. But apart from that, it was really good.
That is good idea because she's very good she is a PR expert, so she naturally knows what to say and what not to say during recording. And I wanted to share some insights about our podcast production process today because we recently improved some things. As you all know, I spend Saturdays, or sometimes it's Sunday because I have weekend Wednesday on work, and I work during the weekend for on the podcast. Yeah, and my goal is that on Saturday I produce an episode we recorded 2 days before. As we usually record episodes on Thursday, just like this one, I will edit it and produce an audio version of it this Saturday. And I also want to have time to prepare for a next week recording and do some improvements in the process. But for now, the producing episode takes a lot of time for me, because I also need to prepare draft of a blog post, prepare all the photos to chapters, and then plan the social media promotion and so on in my channels. Because in Nozbe channels, Ewelina takes care of this. And I'm working on improving this so it gets automated, so it takes less time for me, so I have more time on other stuff. First of all, I improved our audio processing before doing the edits. And thanks to Wojtek Wieman, who was a guest on our Polish podcast, he shared with me some tips how to use Adobe Audition to prepare audio tracks before I edit them on the iPad in Ferrite app. Because editing on iPad in Ferrite app is awesome. I love it. But it's only good for do the edits. So delete, remove unnecessary parts of the audio. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just have to have good audio quality already ready for it.
So the levels of audio are good. So there is no noise, etc., etc. And I always struggle to understand how to do it. I was always afraid of such a big application as Adobe Audition. But Wojtek shared with me some small tips, and now I embrace it. I already use it to produce 3 episodes. Those tips. At the first time, it took me 4 to 5 hours before I figured out the proper settings of bitrate and so on, because it impacted on noise levels, and it wasn't good. But then I figured out which settings. I don't quite understand why these settings. I need to figure it out later, but I figured it out, and then I just put the tracks in Adobe Audition, process them with this Adobe Audition has this preset for dialogue voice podcast, and you just apply this preset to the tracks and export tracks as separate files, and then they are ready to make the edits.
Okay. So there is a productivity tip for you. So, I mean, for everyone listening, the thing is that sometimes these things, as you said, take lots of time to figure out. And you would think, it's not worth it, like spend a few hours to just figure out the settings and all that stuff. But the moment you do it, the moment you figure it out, then you will just apply them later automatically, week after week after week. So then you'll get back the time, and then later you will actually gain time because of that. So it's always this struggle to invest time in things like that, in figuring out, because figuring out takes lots of time. But if you create space, if you create these hours for you to figure out, first of all, you grow as a person, but second, you just make your setup better, and then for future episodes, for future things that you're doing, is just, the barrier of entry is much lower and the output is much better. That's why, for example, also on my blog, I'm sharing lots of shortcuts that I'm using for many things. And I'm always tweaking these shortcuts. But the cool thing is that with these shortcuts, later execution is effortless, like my journaling that I mentioned, and we'll link in the show notes, and other things. It's just easier. But of course, it takes time to figure it out. And on my part, for example, yesterday, I changed a few things on my NoOffice.org website, the website that publishes the NoOffice book. And one of the things is I simplified the URL. So that for example, to chapter about meetings is NoOffice.org/meetings. That's it. There is no /book/ whatever. It's very simple. It took me quite a few hours to figure it out and to make it automatic and easy. But then from now on, it's a no-brainer. There is no step 2. It just works. So yeah, it's worth it.
Speaking of iOS shortcuts, I also took your shortcut to create a blog post on our internal blog and edit it to make it work with creating a blog post for a podcast
Exactly.
episode.
That's what you should have done. Perfect. Very, very good.
Yes,
idea.
And it's still not perfect. I still have some ideas how to improve it. But it's crucial to strike the right balance between like spending time on improving the process, and then but still have a spare time to ship things.
But that's the thing. You have to embrace the situation that the shortcut will improve. I mean, you will improve the shortcut every week. You will add some additional setting or whatever. But start using it, because only when you use it, you can figure out. What's wrong? What still takes you a lot of time and whatever. I mean, this is what happens now with, as we mentioned also in our previous episode, dog fooding. Right now, cheapo is the new defaulto. Like we very often when we on Design Fight, where we discuss design of something, we always go to this last part is, okay, guys, so what's the cheapest way to implement this, to just test it out before we continue on the design, right? And it's the same way, for example, with my journaling shortcut. So I'm coming back to it because my journaling shortcut just improved today in the morning because of some issues. But then I thought I should actually update my blog post and just put version 1.1 of my shortcut, and link to it and have a version history, because it will improve. And this is what happened with my shortcut for posting blog posts on my personal blog. It just keeps improving. So like improving so it's this, as you said, it's the right balance. You do something, you ship with it, you learn how it works, and then you keep improving, and then you ship, and then you improve, and you ship. So it's never like, we have to get rid of this situation, of this mindset that once something is done, it's over. It's never over, but at least the biggest milestone is already done. It's already there. It's already helping you out. And then you just keep improving and tweaking it. But you'll spend much less time doing it, and it's already useful.
Yeah, another thing I improved in my workflow is that, we release episodes on Friday because of hashtag MightyFriday to inspire all of you, to do a weekly review and so on. So, and I want to promote this episode in my social media channels. Yes, but I also want to have my MightyFriday.
Of course.
So I don't want to spend Friday on social media. So that is why I started to planning those posts in third-party tools, so I can write them on Saturday, the week before, prepare them, and they will ship automatically on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Okay. So what are you using?
Yeah, I use Buffer. So thanks to this, I ship tweets on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And Preview is the app I installed on my iPad to schedule Instagram posts.
Interesting.
Yes, because you can do it, and I don't want to open Instagrams on Fridays. Friday afternoon after I'm done with my weekly review, it's okay, but not earlier. That way, I can just prepare those social media posts on Saturday, and then they will be published on Friday together with the episode. So I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to spend time on Friday to deal with it. But this is possible because I made previous improvements in the process, so I have time to do this on Saturday.
Yeah, perfect. Speaking of Instagram, so I want to plug my Instagram. That I started using Instagram again, but not as much as I used to. Now, what I do is I post stories. So, backstage of me writing the book, NoOffice, basically. Some other thoughts also on NoOffice lifestyle. Especially today, I was just completely ranting on the CEO of Goldman Sachs saying that working from NoOffice working remotely is not normal. So, we are not normal, Rafał.
Yeah, it's better than normal.
Yeah, it's much better than normal. Exactly.
Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's exactly what he meant. Him being a dinosaur. Anyway, so if you would like to follow me on Instagram and see my stories every now and then, I'm not posting lots of posts on Instagram. I'm just posting lots of stories. So
another things we managed to improve as a team is we finally improved quality of our video live stream, and we now streams for Polish podcast Nie ma biura in 1080p. And it looks gorgeous because we also applied some template that Marco, our video and graphic guy, prepared. So it looks very professional, and I really love it how the video from the Polish podcast looks right now.
So I have also news for you. So my camera, Canon Rebel 1, it's not completely lost. It works in theory with the Canon utility with the USB cable. So I'm going to test this thing. It doesn't have HDMI output, so it doesn't work well with the HDMI thing, but it works in theory with the USB thing. I haven't tried it yet. I just read the documentation and downloaded the app, but I haven't played with it yet. So, as tomorrow is MightyFriday, I'm going to, go and play with it.
Yeah, cool. And another thing that I improved on last Saturday is that we finally have better Nozbe Teams ad inside of our podcast.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, and we will see because for Polish podcast, you recorded some interviews with our customers, and they accepted we can quote them in those and put the audio tracks of them telling about how they use Nozbe. And you recorded recently one with in English, and on Saturday I will work to put it inside this very episode. So later we will see.
Exactly. So give it up for Andre, our customer, and listen to him speaking great about Nozbe in English.
My name is André Taschel. I'm CEO of a German-based marketing company with a focus on digital topics. Nozbe is for us kind of a productivity boost. So we use it for all our to-dos we have, especially where the team is related, but as well everybody in person, and for his personal goals, sometimes the people as well for their private things. So everything which needs to be organized as duties, to-dos, or something else is in our Nozbe, and so it's kind of our external working brain.
It's a great thing to have our customers accept this and record them in the testimonials with us. It's amazing. And it's for me, again, just like, we discussed on the previous episodes that I meet with customers, this idea that I can meet with customers, I can talk to them, and we can record a testimonial from them in their own words. We don't script them. We don't ask them for, what they're going to say. We just ask them questions, they respond, and that's it. And it's really great. I also asked Marco to later edit the videos as well, so that we can have like a snippets of videos that we can use in some other marketing materials and our other videos, because we have some other video plans for the future of Nozbe Teams to promote team collaboration and asynchronous work and all that stuff. So it's really cool. And the customers are signing up. Like we just email our customers that I've already talked with, and we have already established a rapport. Like they know me, so for them they are very comfortable with this because we already talked before, and they keep using Nozbe, they keep liking it. So for them, it's really natural to talk to me and give me a testimonial. So that's one of the another reasons why people should talk to customers like I do, like to and use the power of NoOffice that you can talk to any customer from anywhere. Like I recorded this testimonial that you just heard with our customer from Germany, and I didn't have to go to Germany, especially now in this pandemic times. I didn't have to travel anywhere. We just had set up a meeting and we talked and we recorded it. And of course, it would have been better to travel and have a professional camera and have a professional recording and all that stuff, and we'll do that in the future. But now it's already great.
Yeah, it's already great, and we didn't have to work on the copywriting of the ad script.
Yes.
You just ask customer a question and there is a natural reply.
Yeah, and that's also like that's what I also like about these ads. Like we are, inserting an ad for Nozbe Teams, but not in a cringy way, not in like, the best collaboration tool on the planet, the best to do app, the best on the iPhone, the best, blah, 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 blah. No, you just hear a customer sharing their Nozbe story. And that's it. It's just authentic. It's true. It's not scripted. It's real. And it's how it should be.
Okay, to sum up this topic, I have many more improvements in the pipeline, many more shortcuts to build on my list. So they will improve my process of Saturday working on a podcast. But it's just the same story as our Nozbe Teams app. We just ship and make improvements on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's always this question of, so I just came from a bike ride before recording this podcast. I took a break during the day because the weather is very good, and I went for a 1 hour bike ride. And when you ride on the bike, the question is, especially on a road bike, what you have to focus on is the regular cadence. So you have the regular cadence of pedaling. You just pedal because only then you get the momentum, And even today I had strong wind coming back, but I was just focusing on just regular cadence, just pushing and just not pushing hard, but just pushing regularly, right? And it's the same thing, having a regular cadence of shipping things, regular cadence of every Monday there is a new version of Nozbe Teams app. Like the cadence makes you better, gives you the momentum, and improves everything.
Yep, that's it. So, Michael, tell us what you have been up to.
I just finished the chapter on security in NoOffice book, and I'm going to give you the story was really cool. So first of all, I thought maybe I should remove the chapter entirely. Because, with the security chapter, it's going to be 31 chapters. And I thought, 30 sounds better, like more, it makes more sense than 31. And I already mentioned some security things in the chapter 19 about going mobile and, and ditching paper. So I thought, I'm just going to maybe enhance the paperless chapter. And maybe link to some of the things that you prepared, because you prepared for our team a kind of security checklist a few years back. And then I read your security checklist again, and I was like, no, man, like this has to be published. Like I have to have a proper chapter about this, because there are just so many more things about this. This is not especially security of a virtual office, of a NoOffice. It's really important, like, because the security of the whole thing depends on the weakest link, on anyone on the team. So we have to maintain and put standards of security, and we gave lots of thought to it. So it cannot be just neglected. So what I did was I started basically reviewing your security checklist, the one that you prepared. You prepared it in Polish on our Dropbox paper document. So I just reviewed the document. I reviewed additional checklists that you prepared in Nozbe How. And then I basically, wrote it in my own words, copying some of the things from you, translating some of the things from you, sometimes completely verbatim. So I'm sorry about that. So you've been a contributor to my chapter.
I finally made it to be a contributor in your book.
And not only you, because I also copied the checklist from Leon about Android, and I asked Łukasz on our team to prepare a checklist for Windows. So I'm going to have it as well, because actually it was missing in your security document. So I asked Łukasz to prepare a similar one that we have for Mac. And the chapter is right now 2,000 words, and I'm finishing it off. So it's going to be 2,200, 2,300 words. So from not writing anything about it to 2,300 words, I think it was worth it, because, security is really important. And and there are just lots of things to consider.
Yes. And especially speaking of the previous topic, that it's not the thing you just do one time. We need to improve it. As every couple of months, the review of this checklist and figure out if it still makes sense.
Yeah, and so what I did, I rediscovered how easy it is to create Nozbe How templates. It's glorious. So I'm sorry for, again, putting an ad for our product, but Nozbe Personal has this thing that if you create a template for a project, and you can share it with the world through a Nozbe How. So it's just one-click sharing. And the cool thing about this is that once you share the template, you can keep improving the template. And once you improve the template, everybody who just goes to this link sees the newest version. So the most improved one. So we can keep updating the template, and it's the same link all the time. So it's really good. So what I did is just I set up the templates again, and I just put them anew, and I added comments and all that stuff. So the links you will see in the chapter, in the security chapter, will be the latest. So when we improve. And these are checklists for us. So, Rafał, when we review these checklists, we will be improving them, and we will, people will be able to benefit from our improvements and our small changes.
We must, on regular cadence, review it, because we are not security experts. So please don't take our. This is not a legal advice from us. We are not security experts. We're just talking about this topic because it's important. Yeah, and probably in the next month we will have another improvements to this checklist, because Konrad currently, as a part of his Horizon expanding month, he is responsible for security. So he has a task to review this checklist and maybe improve it.
Okay, I'll send him all the information, all the latest updates, because I already updated the stuff that you had. But the cool thing is, as I was doing it, I was reviewing, for example, 2FA, so two-factor authentication, to see if I have everywhere set up just as per our checklist, right? So if you go to nooffice.link/2FA, you will see the whole checklist. And I went through it, and I was like, yeah, I got this. I got here set up. Yeah, I got here. And then was like, you should also set up 2FA for 1Password. Do I have to add 2FA for 1Password? No, I don't. I didn't. So I went and set up 2FA for 1Password. Like even me, who thought that I got this, I got this all figured out and set up. I went through the checklist myself to make sure that, it's not only you do as I say, but you do as I do,
Yeah, and speaking about security, we recently, you probably noticed, but there is a new app that is very popular, Clubhouse.
Yes.
Yeah, and they ask for, when you install it, they ask to access to all your contacts.
Yes, I heard.
To make all the connections.
Yeah.
You might know. And thinking about it, I think that, okay, because that is very easily, if someone has my contact in their contact list, it is very easy that my number is getting leaked. I figured out that, I can have an eSIM on iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a second number. So maybe this is a good idea to use a separate number for contacting people and separate number for all the services. Because, we always say that it's better to use a 2FA app instead of 2FA via SMS code.
Right.
But it's not always possible. There will be always some services that your telephone number is some kind of a key to security. Yes. So I figured out that maybe, let's use different number for this.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still have it as a second SIM card, like a SIM in your iPhone.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the number that people have will leak because people will join Clubhouse and all that other things. Like I just now I realized because I haven't given it much thought, but it's the same thing with WhatsApp. Like WhatsApp has encrypted messages, so very cool. But WhatsApp has access to all of my contacts. So Facebook has access to all of my contacts, and it's actually the most metadata that they need because they see who I contact, how often I contact, and all that stuff. They see all these connections. They don't see the messages because they're encrypted, but they see everything around it. And basically, by using WhatsApp, I consent to Facebook snooping on my address book at all times. And the more I think about it, the more uncomfortable I feel about it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the topic of security?
So, one of the things I shared. So, if you want to see the chapter, it's NoOffice.org, nooffice.org/security. And this is the chapter. And one of the things I expanded on was our also setup for VPN. So I explained what VPN means and what it is, a VPN server, especially that people think about VPN servers in context of watching streaming services from different countries.
Yes. So pretending you are in a different country.
But then I talked about, in the chapter, I talked about how having a private VPN server for just ourselves, for our team, is great because it encrypts all the internet communications between you and the server. So basically everything you do is encrypted. So if you even are on an unencrypted, hotspot somewhere in a cafe or whatever, you are still your connection is encrypted, which is great. So so nobody, from the same cafeteria can see what you're doing, who you're contacting or even which mails you're sending, because everything goes through the pipe, through the VPN connection, which is encrypted. But second thing is that the VPN server is really great for our security. Like for example, our internal tools are limited to only this VPN server. So unless you're logged in to this VPN server, you cannot access our internal tools, which is great for additional security because all the attackers, all the hackers, they first need to have an account on our VPN server to be able to actually do anything, to hack anything. So it's and for us, we only set up accounts, unique accounts for each and every one on our team. There is no one default account. Like everybody has their own account. So if somebody leaves the team, for example, and this happens, or somebody joins the team, we delete or create an account for them. So immediately when they, for example, leave the company and we delete their account, they lose access to all the company data, all the company resources. So it's like so the VPN, in my chapter, I talked about the VPN being like a virtual office in the cloud. Like this is like this virtual, office, which is like physically, kind of constrained because it's only limited to people on your team. And Tomasz contributed by telling me exactly what he did to set up our CTO. He told me what to do to set up the VPN server. So I also linked there to the Algo VPN server software that we use. So really, the VPN thing, like the more I think about it, it's a great discovery for us. Like it makes lots of things just easy because we know that our internal tools, like database of our customers and all that stuff, it's all safe. It's only available after you log into a VPN. So it's really, there's no way for you to hack it from the outside unless you hack it to our VPN server.
Unless you hack it on one of our employees' computer.
Exactly. So that's why, exactly. It's chain reaction. So it's all connected. That's why totally, I think what we should do is a next quarterly review that we have at the end of March, beginning of April. We will go through the security checklist with everyone individually on the we'll ask them to do it, but then we'll go through the checklist with them on our meeting to make sure that they have everything set up.
Yep, that's the good idea. Yeah. All right, so maybe let's do our Nozbe ProTips corner. So today I want to talk about deep work. So what to do in Nozbe app to focus on your most important tasks. So there are 2 tricks you can do, like one for Nozbe Teams and second for Nozbe Personal. So in Nozbe Teams, we recently added a feature that you can collapse sidebar on the web version and also on iPad and other tablets. So if you want to focus on your priorities and don't want to see and be distracted by all of new tasks coming to incoming or new activity that your team produces, you can collapse sidebar and only see your priority list. So there is the way to focus on your deep work in Nozbe Teams. And in Nozbe Personal, what you can do is you can minimize the window width. So make it some like a mobile app on the desktop.
Okay.
So that way you will see only one column of the app, so or task list or one specific task. That way again you will not see any new comments or others view other counters that are located on the left on the sidebar. You can focus on your deep work.
This is really useful, especially that we have really wide screens now. So it's really useful to just use the width of the screen, just to put a small Nozbe Personal app on the side. This way you just can go through your tasks, one by one, like if you would do it on a mobile, but you just have it on the side and then just continue working whatever you're doing. So it's really useful. This is always this thing that our screens just get wider; they don't get higher on computers. So actually, over there, using this width is pretty useful.
All right, let's talk about our geeky stuff. So technology segment. So Micah, do you know I'm a streamer now?
Yeah, I heard, but I'm not sure how this works.
Yeah, that's so I'm discovering Twitch. Twitch is this video service for live videos that is very popular in gaming industry, but not only in gaming industry. So basically, it hit me after we recorded our last episode when I told you that I had been considering sport journalist career path. Yeah, and I always had been playing football computer games and make my own commentary thing. I figured out that I can actually do that today, just play FIFA, stream it via Twitch, and make my comments live or talk about football, some kind of streaming connected with podcast about football.
Okay.
So, and I figured, that's playing FIFA, but can be more fun like way because it's more challenging. It's more interesting, challenging, and I can also develop my skills of handling live recording because when you record live, you must hear your guest, what they say. You must figure out if there are some new comments from the audience. And all the other stuff. So it's not easy. And that way I can just relax, do what I love and evolve those skills.
Okay.
Everything is because I figured out that I could do this thanks to this Camlink.
Yes,
device.
exactly. Because
I can connect PlayStation to my iMac and oh boy, did my iMac suffer with streaming this. Like CPU usage was on the moon.
Of course.
Yeah, like I was curious if maybe I should invest in buying more RAM to my iMac, because I have 16 gigabytes of RAM and I can upgrade easily to 32. But I opened Activity Monitor during streaming, and it resulted that the CPU is the bottleneck. Yeah, because this OBS software to streaming, to encoding video is very, very CPU consuming task, and I must figure out maybe how to. I will need to decrease the video quality bitrate that I stream. Yeah. So it doesn't lose some frames, because when I watch my stream after that, I saw that some frames were lost. So it's not a good experience to watch this video game stream with not 60 frames per second or even more. Yeah. I'm waiting for M1 MacBook Pro.
No. What you're waiting for is for the M1 iMac.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So there was a leak recently that the new iMacs will have colors, just like the iPad Air, the new iPad Air, and they will look kind of iPad-y because they will be kind of boxy looking, and they look gorgeous. Of course, they were just renders, so we don't know how the final machine will look like. But I'm so excited, boy! I want the new iMac, and especially. I think for kind of CPU intensive things, the new iMac or the new MacBook Pro, as you mentioned, would be just so much better, because they wouldn't just use the processor as much as the Intel processor. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the new iMacs.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I was using this iMac like for more than 4 years now, and like it never struggled.
Yeah.
Like I never saw those bottlenecks, and now I see this while streaming, but also when I use Adobe Audition to process audio tracks. It takes a couple of minutes, and it could be faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have the same thing. I don't really normally on a day-to-day basis. My iMac is fine. Like it's really that it's not a problematic machine. But sometimes it just, the fan starts spinning, and I'm like, no, I don't want to listen to any fan. I wanted this to be just instant and fast and silent. So, this would be my dream machine. And anyway, after so many years, my iMac is 6 years old. So, I deserve a change for a new one.
Yeah. Me too. So, come on, Apple, bring us new toys.
Yeah, completely.
I wonder about this Twitch thing, because maybe that could be a platform for us to stream our Polish podcast there. Because now we have a StreamYard account, on premium StreamYard account, and we can stream to more places.
Okay.
So maybe that's something we need to explore. We will see. Because like the NASA streamed landing of the Perseverance on Mars there.
Yeah, so, exactly.
So it's not only about games.
Yeah. With so many streaming platforms, So the Nima Biura podcast we stream on Facebook and YouTube right now, right?
Yeah.
But maybe we should stream to Twitch. So we'll see. Yeah, it's let's explore this.
Yeah, I will just, while streaming FIFA, my video game, there I will explore this platform, because it's very complicated. There are plenty of options.
Okay.
Like it's big.
All right.
So anything else from you to technology segment?
Yeah. So with me, I decided to embrace. So I used the time on vacation to embrace fully the MagSafe lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah,
so there's a blog post if you go to michaelteam.com/MagSafe, and I bought a few MagSafe gadgets, including the MagSafe Duo charger, which is just ridiculously expensive and completely unnecessary, but it's glorious. So I got everything MagSafe, and I love it. So I'm still waiting for the Belkin charger for my desk, because it's also with MagSafe, with charger for the watch and charger for the AirPods Pro. So it's just perfect, stand 3-in-1. So I'm waiting for the Belkin thing. And I found on Amazon a great charger for the car. So it's really good. You just with MagSafe, it holds the phone and it charges the phone through MagSafe. So it's really cool.
Yeah, but when you are in the car, you don't connect the wire to have a CarPlay?
Not always. On longer trips, yes, but on shorter trips, I don't have the time to just connect it with wire. This is the main problem of CarPlay. CarPlay should be instantaneous and should be wireless. My car doesn't have wireless CarPlay. It has wired CarPlay. So again, on longer trips, yes, I do that. But on shorter trips, I just prefer to put it, to put the phone there to charge and use the Bluetooth connection. And it's good enough. Also, the interface of my car is good enough on Bluetooth, to support listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, and listening to music. So it's okay-ish. It's not as good as CarPlay, but, it's fine.
Yeah.
So my iPhone mini has the wallet as well, and I bought a cover for the mini because when we were on vacation with kids, I preferred to have the mini in a cover because then the kids take my phone, they take pictures and all that stuff. So I prefer to have some protection
for vacation.
So at home, no. At home, I'm using my phone caseless, but when we are outside, I do put case on it. So with the MagSafe thing, it's really satisfying. It's really nice. I'm really happy with that I embraced the MagSafe lifestyle, and I'm cheating myself. I'm telling this to myself that these accessories were expensive. So in total, I actually spent $5,000 on these accessories. But I'm cheating myself that it's going to be for a longer period of time. It's going to be also for the next iPhone because MagSafe is going to be like a standard, and we're going to support it. So yeah.
Yeah, that is true because I ordered our Kickstarter in November from the Speak Design company on the whole set of accessories that will be compatible with MagSafe. And they will ship probably in May. So
okay.
Yeah, so I don't buy any new accessories to iPhone.
Not yet. Okay.
Because I will have the hold, car hold, bike hold, wall mount, the case,
all right,
the charger, the wallet, the whole set.
Okay. So in my article, I'm linking to all these accessories that I bought. For example, I bought a cheap wallet on Amazon, a knockoff of the Apple wallet, and it's completely worthless. It's the magnets are really bad. But I was surprised with this car mount. The car mount is not from Belkin; it's from a different company, and it's really good. It's very well done, and it really holds the charges, and it really holds the phone very well. So you don't have to buy all the only brand things. You can try things, and there is also. As I mentioned, there's also a power bank coming also through MagSafe. And I think a power bank through MagSafe is a brilliant idea because then you just, clip it and then it charges.
Yeah, and you can still use the phone. Yes. On the other hand, I don't think it's good for your battery to use the phone while charging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, I change iPhones every year, so I don't mind the battery. I don't care.
Yeah.
But people who buy the iPhones from me have never complained about the battery life, so it should be fine.
Yeah, because as we work from home, we don't travel much, don't commute, so it's just normal usage. So yeah, we don't exploit our iPhones.
Not that much.
Okay, so I think that's it for technology segment. And to wrap up, let's talk some relax. And I wanted to recommend 3 Netflix shows that I watched recently, last year. Actually, one is not from Netflix. So For All Mankind, it's the Apple TV show. The season 2 has just been published, the first episode. Have you watched this?
I haven't watched it. So tell me if the show is really good.
Yeah, that was my favorite show when Apple TV Plus debuted.
Really? Better than the Good Morning thing?
Than the morning show, yes.
Okay.
Yes, better. It's it was very... I was thinking about the show the whole week.
Okay.
I was dreaming about the show. So, it really grabbed my attention. However, the first episode of the second season, I didn't like that much. It was good, but not that awesome as the whole season. So I really recommend it to you to try this because you probably have Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
subscription as you bought many Apple devices.
So there is a tip for you. So what I did actually is I've always had the iTunes account, the US iTunes account. And always had the but the iCloud account, the for storing things, I had set up in Poland with my Polish credit card, and now I switched. So I got a virtual credit card in the USA. It's called Unlocked, and you can get a credit card in the USA. I mean, like a prepaid credit card, which you can then later, put money on it, and you get a shipping, a normal US address with this. So I have one in Los Angeles, and I.
So you live in California now, fancy.
I live in California, man. So I use that to buy my iCloud storage, and to switch to this top tier of Apple One. So I have Apple One Premium.
So. Yeah, because Apple One, this top tier is not available in Poland, yeah?
And it's available in the States. And because I'm a father of a big family with 3 kids and lots of iPads and everything, and we have the family sharing and all that stuff. So for us, the top tier was a good deal because we would spend that money anyway. So the Apple Music family and all that stuff. So and with this Premier Apple One, I have Fitness Plus, which I haven't used yet. I have Apple News, Apple Arcade, and of course Apple TV. I've had Apple TV for free because I bought stuff and they extended Apple TV. But now I have it with the bundle.
But I wonder, you can do it in Polish account because this Apple One subscription in Polish, the highest is 200 gigabytes.
Yes, and the Premier is 2 terabytes.
Yes, but you can buy additional space for iCloud.
Yeah, but I wanted to have all these services. I was spending this money anyway, so I wanted to have the 2 terabytes anyway.
Yes, but I think in Poland it's cheaper.
Maybe, but I have all these additional services which I might or might not use. So. So I just decided to do it, and so with that I have Apple TV and I have all these things. So the only problem with Apple News is that I had to switch my locale on the iPad to USA to be able to actually have Apple News. So you have to change the locale to USA, which comes with one drawback, which I hate, is that in America for some reason Sunday is the first day of the week. And you can change it in Calendar app, but you cannot change it, for example, in the Calendar picker. So when I have a Calendar picker, Sunday is the first day. So.
But cannot you change it in settings, regional settings even?
No, because you have to put regional settings of the USA to be able to watch to use Apple News. Yes.
That's not worth it.
No, I'm not reading so much news. I just decided to give it a try and see how much I'm going to just read it or something, instead of just, again, it's a way for me to get away from social media and get my news from the Apple News app. So I use it on Fridays, basically, MightyFriday, hello. And I use it on Fridays to just browse some news because otherwise it's just anxiety generating thing.
All right. For all mankind, I totally recommend it to you to watch. And speaking of this kind of space programs and space exploration, I always have mixed feelings about this, as I admire all the engineer achievements of landing this Perseverance on Mars and so on. I always have problem with this, why we spend so much money on exploring the space instead of spending this money on saving our own planet that is perfectly good to live for humans, and we want to go away to Mars.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't spend all of our resources destroying the planet. So
Yeah.
And where's fun in that? There's fun in destroying things, apparently.
Apparently. Okay, so another 2 shows I wanted to quickly recommend that, and they are Netflix shows. So first of all, it's a documentary, Pretend It's a City.
Okay.
It's a documentary about Flan Lebowitz. She is an author, comedian, speaker, occasionally an actor in some films. and it's directed by Martin Scorsese, and it's very funny and very eye-opening. As she's the person who doesn't have a smartphone or a computer, and she make brilliant comments about politics, economics, and all the social stuff in today's world.
Okay.
Yeah, so I totally recommend it to watch it. Like I love this woman.
Okay.
Yeah, she's brilliant. And the second Netflix show that is that we with Anya discovered by accident. We think it's very good. I didn't see anyone to promote it, so I do it. It's called Gentified, or maybe Gentified, like because it's gente, the Spanish, because it's about Mexican family that runs a taco bar in Los Angeles, in the neighborhood that gets richer and richer and richer, and it's hard to maintain this taco bar, and all the problems of gentrification,
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah, and it's funny, and at the same time, it talks about the serious social problem. I like this shows that it's both entertaining and teach you something.
Yeah.
All right, any shows you want to recommend, or?
So the popular show Queen's Gambit was really good.
Oh, yeah,
Queen's Gambit. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like when you said that, because there's Queen's Gambit, it's very popular all over the world. But in Poland, there's the Polish actor, and we never had good actors in Poland. Like, and when I saw it, it's Marcin Dorociński. He plays this Soviet chess master. Yeah, he was brilliant in this role.
Yeah, he's very serious, but he's a good actor. Like, he's really a good actor. Like, in Polish movies, he's really good. So it's good that they chose him for this role. So this one is very good, and I have nothing to recommend yet. But because, again, I'm a family man, we have a Disney Plus subscription. So recently, we've been watching some Disney movies and Pixar movies. So we watched Onwards, which is pretty new. But what I'm going to watch right now, and I already watched the first episode, which was pretty good, the making of Mandalorian. I'm watching it right now, and I want to watch the Pixar story also there. So I'll let you know how they went once I watch them. Especially the Pixar story is interesting for me because I love this company. I think it's a great company, but also because my eldest daughter, she has the inclination to be a director / editor / animator. So yeah, she's using the Apple Pencil on her iPad a lot, and she's the one that is testing all these apps to create stuff. Like, and recently her recent discovery is an application called Procreate, and she just draws things, and she's really good in this. So we'll see. I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's good. Like, I was never into those superheroes movies, those universe of Mandalorian or Hulk or whatever. I never watched.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. So yeah,
yes, Star Wars okay, but this other thing from Disney, I never had the opportunity to dig into this. But maybe it's something for me. As I'm a geek, probably yes. So. So a lot of yes. So that's good. Okay, guys, thanks for listening, and remember, today is Friday, so make it Mighty Friday. Do your weekly review. Plan your priorities for next week, learn something new, and have a great weekend. As always, you can find us on Twitter. Michael is msliwinski at MSLIWINSKI, and I'm Sobolowy. It is SOBOLOWY. So yeah, that's it for today. Say goodbye, Michael.
Yeah. So recently on our Slack channel, I'm trolling people on Fridays to make sure that they do their weekly review. So I'm asking who's done a weekly review, and I'm just motivating people to just do the weekly review, because make it a Mighty Friday. Do the review. It's really worth it. You will not regret it. Your next week will be better. So enjoy it and have fun, and then watch some good Netflix shows on the weekend.
This episode has not been created in the office, because in Nozbe there is no office. Your hosts were Michael Sliwinski and Rafał Sobolewski. All the links and show notes you can find on nooffice.fm/14. If you want to support us, sign up for a free account in Nozbe Teams and invite your team members. Remember to leave us a review in Apple Podcast. Audio version produced by Rafał Sobolewski. Visual identification and video version produced by Marco Couto. Proofreading Magda Błaszczyk. Promotion Ewelina Przywara. The whole production process has been coordinated in a project in Nozbe Teams app. Work is not a place to go, it is a thing that you do. Thank you and see you in 2 weeks. Remember to have a Mighty Friday.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to work from home.